Welcome back to another Myteam video. And in today's video, I'm going to be ranking the best power forwards in the game in the tier list. And yeah, let's get right into it. Let's see where I'm going to rank these cards. First up, we've got this Scion, who's probably not that good. He is undersized and only 6'6". He plays immaculate D, he dunks the ball really well, but he's just too on the sides to my liking, and his release isn't good enough. Now I've got Kristaps Porzingis, who's the best card in the game, and who is definitely the best power forward on this list. And yeah, I really like this card. He's definitely the best in the game. No one really has him, but he's insane if you do. Now I've got Will Chamberlain, who's probably S. He shoots the ball not horribly, but decently well. He's 7'1" at power forward. He dunks amazing, like insanely well. Has insane standing dunk and plays insane defense. So I really like this card at power forward. Center is a lot less OP, but at power forward I really do like this card. Now we've got Kareem, who at this point is probably also D tier. He is 7'2" at power forward, but no, he's probably C. But he can't shoot, so he can't shoot threes. So I can't rank this card too high. He can dunk the ball pretty well, defend really well, just like his Opal, but just his Opal can actually shoot though. Okay, now we've got Chris Bosh, who stinks a bit. He's not trash, but his release isn't that good. His release is actually pretty good, but he just doesn't play good enough D. He's not fast enough, and he doesn't dunk the ball well enough. He does nothing particularly well in my liking, and I just don't love this card by any means. Okay, now I've got Carmelo, who at this point is trash. He's undersized at 6'9". His Opal's really good at power forward, but he's undersized at 6'9". He doesn't have very high interior defense. He's not too fast like his Opal is. He doesn't shoot threes at a consistent pace. His release is only a normal. I just don't like his card that much. Now I've got Cat, who's probably at B. His release isn't that good. He doesn't play immaculate D, and I just don't like this card that much. Nothing really stands out of him. And I've got Hidden Gem Michael Beasley, who absolutely sucks in this game. He has a horrible release, doesn't play D, and is only 6'9" at power forward. Okay, so now we've got AD. This AD is probably A tier. He plays immaculate defense, dunks ball well enough. Has a decent, not horrible release. This AD is fine, but I don't love the card. Now we've got Jaren, who's probably B or C. I don't like this card too much. I like his Opal a lot more. It's just that he's supposed to be really good defensively, but he always gives me horrible animations on defense. And he always gets blowed by one. And he's on 6'10" is pretty tall, but I just don't like this card too much. And I love his release. His interior defense is fine, but on the perimeter he gets cooked. And he has no assists, and he never gets buckets on the court, except when he's got a shot. Okay, now I've got Embiid, who's probably the 5th best power forward in the game. It's not like I love this card too much. I have to take another glance at this list to make sure if that's correct what I'm stating. And yeah, I think that he's probably the top 5 power forward in the game. I really like this card, as I was saying. He's 7 feet tall. He shoots the ball decently well with his release not very quick. He defends immaculately well, especially on the perimeter and 99 interior defense. He's got an insane badge slot. This card does everything except just not having an immaculate release and no dribble sinks at all. But stat wise, he's perfect almost. Okay, now we've got Ben Wallace, who's probably going C. I'm going B. He plays insane D. He just doesn't shoot well enough. He doesn't shoot basically at all. But he plays insane D. Dunks ball insanely well, and he's also a little bit on the sides for my liking. But this card's fine. rank him a B. You could argue C, but I just don't love the card. Now we've got Brad Miller, who power forward sucks. I have this card. Just this card sucks. I can't. Even 2 months ago when I pulled him out of a pack, I couldn't run him, bro. This card sucks so bad. His release is on the slow end. He's pretty slow himself, 80 speed or so. He's not too tall. Well, power forward he's very tall at 6'11", but center he's not. He has no SIGs, obviously, like most centers do. His stats are lacking. He doesn't have insanely high free ball, and his defense is very, very mediocre. So I don't like this card by any means, and that's why I'm only ranking him at trash tier. Okay, now we've got Paulo Banchero, who I do like in this game. Is he B or A? I'm going low A for this card. He play, especially if you badge him out. You could argue S. He plays insanely. He has a good release. I had this card. I just don't use him anymore. I don't think he fits in my team anymore with the cards I have. But I really like this card. The Paulo is really just insanely good in this game. Plays Mackley Diaz, good release. No sinks, really don't. But he dunks ball really well too for 96 driving dunk. And he just does everything you want a power forward to do. Now I've got Ball. He's probably going low S for me. I had this card too. I sold him for Vlade Divac, who I just like a bit more. For my sense position, but he's probably A. He's not S. He's low A, to be honest. I was gassing him for sec. His release isn't that good. You can hit it, like it's not bad when you get used to it by any means, but it's just not good. Like you can hit contested shots. He dunks the ball really well with a standing dunk, but you miss a lot of driving dunks with a stick. That's a big problem I've had with him. He's not cheesy yet at this point of the year. He needs a different base and a very quick jump shot to be cheesy again later in the year. So right now he's probably not too good. He is still 7-3, so I have to rank him at A. Now we've got Giannis, who at power forward is a beast. He's probably going S for me. I really love this card. He's got a 73 free ball, which is really easy to green. He still has his release on normal, which makes me want to put him down to A. Because his shooting just lacks a lot. But he is 6'11", a power forward. He dunks the ball really well. Obviously, because it's Giannis. He has insane animations defensively and offensively. And his release isn't that bad. It's just on the slower end. So I still really like this card, and I'm overall going to be ranking him at A tier. Now we've got Kevin Durant, who in power forward list is going to go in S. Low S, high A. Pick yourself. I'm going low S. He's obviously not a top 5 because of the lack of strength and lack of pounds he's got for the power forward position. He is 6'10", which can easily play the power forward, but he just does get muscled by the Hakeem Olajuwons and the balls of the world. So I don't recommend really running him at the power forward position. That's my recommendation. Now I've got Shaq, who's probably top 5 power forward in the game. I know that everyone's hating on him because he was behind like $500 minimum, but he's insane. You can't really hate on this card too much. If you've played against him, you know, bro. Obviously, I haven't used this card because he's insanely expensive. I have used most cards on this list just like for little gameplays myself or videos and just sell them back. Just like that. But I obviously haven't used Shaq because I had to lock in for him, which I still hated that concept that you couldn't get the best cards in the game, and you still can't get the Porzingis. If you're no money spent, you can't get the Embiids unless you want to grind the game 24/7. But I don't think the average people are gonna do that. But I was on about Shaq. He has a great leaner. His release isn't horrible, especially on very quick. He does only have a 67 free ball, but then you could argue that Giannis also sucks because he has a 70 free ball. So you know what I mean. Um, he dunks the ball exceptionally well. He has great animations. He's just a beast in the post, and I just love this card so much. And he just destroys my power forwards every time I play against him. Okay. Now we've got Alex Saar. He's probably going not S. Sorry, I read it wrong. It's probably going high B with cap, and then probably also moving ball and parlay to B. I think that adjusting the tier list like this makes it a bit better. Okay, so Alex Saar's going high B for me. He's 7'1" at power forward. He has a pretty good release, actually. He plays immaculate D. He's just a bit slow for me at power forward, which I don't like. I think he plays better at center. I've used this card, obviously, too. And I've played against him a lot, too. He has a high standing and driving dunk, which I like. He's just not fast enough, in my opinion. He's not as fast as Vlade Divac, who I'm going to rank later on this list, who's my starting center right now. And I think Vlade is the best value center, but Alex Saar is also a really good value for around 45 to 70 KMT. And I really do like this card, so that's why I'm ranking him at high B, low A. Now we've got Patrick Ewing. He's probably going low B. He's going C with Ben Wallace. He plays immaculate D. His release just sucks. It's horrible. Don't use it. It's just the worst. And I don't recommend buying this card for anything above 70k. If you just, this card kind of stinks. Like you could put him in D, bro. His release is so bad that I want to put him in D. He just plays immaculate D. Otherwise, I'd have to move Ben to D2. So, what? Okay, now we've got Dwight Howard, who kind of stinks. I don't know. He's probably going high B for me. He never really brings any problems. Sometimes he grabs some offensive rebounds and that's it. And I play against him. I haven't used the card, but he can't shoot that well unless you really know his release. And he's very mediocre in my ranking. I just don't love the card too much. If you have success with him, you have success from him. He's a great power forward. He's 6'10", great slasher, great defender, obviously. But that release leaves something to be desired, so I just don't love this card too much. Now we've got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who's probably A or S. I'm not sure. I'm going high A for this card. No, if I put Wild in S, Kareem's going S. These really tall power forwards are just so cheesy, especially because Kareem can shoot. 7'3" or 7'2". I'm pretty sure he's 7'3". Last time 7'2". Sorry, last time I checked. And he shoots the ball decently well. He has a not horrible release. And he's just so massive and just a force in the inside. So I just love that card so much. Now we've got Evan Mobley, who I also have had on my team last week, who I sold for Vlade Divac. He's not as good as Vlade because he can't shoot as well, but that release is pretty okay now. It's not very quick. And because before it was on slow, so like that release was horrible. Now it's actually usable if you use the card. And he plays Immaculate D. He has a 90 speed, which is something that just I really noticed with using him. He's so fast, running around the court. And he slashes the ball immaculately well. I just really like this card overall, and that's why I'm ranking him at high A. No, probably low A. Low A. Yeah. Okay. So next up we've got Bob McAdoo, who's probably also going at low A. He plays really good D's. Only 6'9", which does leave something there to be desired, but he plays really good D. He only has a 78 free ball, which is also kind of iffy, but his release is really good, so makes up for it. You will miss a lot of wide open shots with him though. if you don't know that release perfectly. I've also had this card in my team actually. Okay, now we've got Giannis. This Giannis is probably the second best power forward in the game. Dunks the ball really well, shoots really well. He does everything you want a card to do. It defends really well. I just love that card so much. And cards like this, this glitchy, just automatically are just unstoppable. Okay, now I've got Hakeem, who's probably going S or A for me. He's probably going high A tier on this list. He's 7 feet tall and power forward. He's got a great release. I've used this card before. I've had him on my team, for actually a month. He has great release, plays immaculate D in the paint especially. He has decent speed at 87, especially for 7 feet tall power forward. I just love this card so much, and he's so glitchy in the paint. I just like this card. Now I've got Pascal Siakam, who at this point in the game is a piece of trash. He's so undersized. Imagine just posting up him with Kareem. He's only 6'9". His defense is pretty good. His release leaves, it's so mediocre, and I just don't love this card too much. I actually hate this card a bit. Okay, now, oh my god. Now we've got LeBron James, who's probably going low S for me with Kevin Durant. He is a little bit better, so I'm going to put him behind Wilt. Just, all I have to say is he going to do anything guarded by Wilt Chamberlain? Is he going to stop Wilt in the paint? Is LeBron going to score on Wilt or Kareem? That's all I'm going to say. Because he's not. He's not going to score on them directly. Maybe if you set screens and picks and cut and spam Y-cuts, he will. But then I'll just add awful pests to my cards. So LeBron's not scoring on Wilt or Kareem. So isn't Kevin Durant. Size really matters in NBA 2K 25 Myteam, and it's just everything. And that's how I'm gonna rank my cards based on size. And at 6'9", you could argue A, but I'm going low S just because that release is so good. He plays such good perimeter defense, and I just really like LeBron James in this game. Now I've got Jonathan Isaacs, probably going D tier for me at this point. He's kind of like a Zion, except he is a lot taller, but he doesn't dunk the ball as well as Zion, and he doesn't really defend as well as Zion. But he does have a little bit better release and shoots a bit better than Zion Williamson. So I think he does go up to C tier. Go up to C tier. Okay, so next up we got Montes Buzelis, who's probably going at C2. Let me just move some cards down. There you go. Let me move Chris Bosh. Chris Bosh sucks, guys. So does Zion. And yeah, this looks a lot better. Yep, that looks better. Cat is so mid. If you got a cat from your $100 pack, I'd be crying right now, bro. If I got a cat. Okay, this looks good. Montes just isn't as glitchy as power forward. He's 6'10", which is really good height as small forward, but just at power forward it doesn't matter as much at all. And his release is good. He plays really good D, but I can't be too high on this card because he doesn't do anything particularly amazing on the court for you. Now we've got Arthur Sengun, who I do like in this game. He's probably going high B for me. Power 40, he is pretty good. I do get cooked by him sometimes, really sometimes. He can cook sometimes, but I don't love this card by any means, and he's going in high B. I don't love the card. If you get him under 85k MT, 80k MT, it's probably worth picking up, but otherwise he's just very mid. Now I've got Jaren Jackson Jr. He's probably, let me check this list one more time to check if he's taking that last spot. No, I don't think he is. Let me just move Embiid down. There you go. I don't think he is. He just isn't overpowering enough, you know what I mean? He just doesn't overpower me on the court. Evan Mobley is his release really leaves a lot to be desired. He's a bit of a cone sometimes in offense, that's why I'm moving him down. Bob Macklin is too on the sides for me, and doesn't shoot the ball well enough. Okay, so we were on about Jaren Jackson. He has an amazing release, like amazing, especially on quick or very quick. If it was on very quick, he might go top 5. I have to double check that on 2KDB. Let me just quickly check. Sorry for wasting time, guys. I'm sick. One second. He has it on quick, so he's not top 5. But his release is amazing. He defends amazingly well, and he does a lot you want. He does everything you want a power forward to do. He just doesn't really cook on the court. So that's why I'm only going at that S tier for him. Okay, so next up we've got Nikola Jokic, who's a tough one to rank. He's very mediocre. He's probably going B for me, probably, to be honest. I don't like this card too. Now he's going C. He's so mid though. He rebounds pretty well. He defends in the interior pretty well, but he's a perimeter, like, he's kind of cookies for me, you know what I mean? If I've got like Evan Mobley cooks Nikola Jokic, so no, I'm putting him a C. His release also isn't that good, so you can't rank him that high. Now I've got this Anthony Davis. I should have 2KDB in the background, bro. I have to check how they updated his release. If it's on very quick, he's going in S. If not, he's going high B. Oh, no, not about that. Let's see. Normal, they didn't update his nah, 2K be cheesing, y'all. Okay, we've got him at high A then. He does have better badges than his other AD, but his release isn't updated, so like who cares? It's basically the same card. Just badge up the other one. You've got the same freaking card, bro. Why didn't 2K change his release? I don't care. Okay, whatever. His release is mid, by the way. If you're wondering. This Zion is the same as this one. They both suck. Yeah, just the same card. Now we've got Karl Malone, who's probably a power forward, going A for me. He's probably going A. He plays immaculate, insanely. He has a really high stat in the driving dunk, 98. He does a lot you want on the court. He shoots the ball really well. It's almost making me want to put him to S. He's probably not going S because he's only 6'9", which I had the same excuse for Kevin and LeBron. But I do really like Karl Malone in this game, and he's going an A tier on the power forward list. He is a lot better at small forward, but power forward he's a lot more mediocre. Now we've got Dwight Howard, who I'm going to rank at low C with Kareem. They kind of are similar cards. Dwight does just shoot a lot better, so I might have to put him up to high C. They both dunk the ball really well. They both defend really well. Kareem's just taller, and Dwight shoots a little better, so they're both going low C for me. Now we've got Draymond Green. He's kind of just the same card as Jonathan Isaac. They're literally the same. They both defend amazingly well. They're both around. No, but Jonathan's not tall. I have to go trash of him. They both defend really well, as I was saying. They both have bad releases, slow releases, and they both stash the ball decently well. So, but Jonathan's just 4 inches taller, so I have to go lower for Draymond Green. Now I've got this LeBron, he's probably going power forward. He's probably going at... I might have to move LeBron up, yeah. There you are. This LeBron's going at low A for me. He defends really well, he shoots decently well at this point in the game. He just is undersized, and that's why he's not going S. I do like this card, and I also like the Dark Matter LeBron a lot. and I like both of these cards a lot, a lot. I think he can still play at the highest level. Now I've got Jared Sullinger. It's probably going low A for me. He defends really, really well in the interior. The perimeter defense is the biggest problem I have with him. But that is an insanely good release. Like, insanely good. Like, Michael Beasley level release almost. And I really do like this card in this game. Doesn't play for me at this point, but I still really like this card. He's just also only 6'9", so can't rank him too high. Now we've got E. I think he's probably the 5th best power forward in the game. Let's see who's got left. Timmy though. I have to move him down. I think I also have to move Shaq down. Wait, guys, I have to just adjust this list. Wild and Cream don't shoot well enough for my liking. Jared is too on the size and doesn't defend well enough. LeBron's way too on the size too. Anthony Davis doesn't shoot well enough. Giannis, yeah, Anthony Davis does go here. There you go. Okay. So let's move this up. And yeah, I think he is really good in this game. He shoots amazingly well. He defends really well too. He has good speed at 85 for a 7 feet power forward, and I really like this card overall. And he's going into top 5 for me. Now we've got this Paolo, who's insanely good. He has heaps of badges as a base card. Like heaps of good badges. And his release, is he that much better than another Paolo? I like this card a lot more stat-wise, so I think he deserves S tier, and I really do like this card. Now we've got, this is where it gets tricky, is it B or A? He's probably going high B for me at this point. I just don't love this card too much. I really have a lot of B tiers and A's. But he defends pretty well. His release is actually really good. He has some good moves in the posts, but he just is a bit underwhelming at this point, and he doesn't get in that A tier for me anymore. Now I've got Tristan da Silva, who's probably going high as C. His release is really good. He defends pretty mediocrely. He's pretty fast. He isn't too tall, but I do really like this card in this game. I definitely think that as a budget card, he's very good in this game. Now I've got Michael Sweetney, who's basically the same as Jonathan Isaac. They both have a bit underwhelming releases. They both defend amazingly well, and they're both not too tall. Michael Sweetney is a little bit shorter at only 6'8" or 6'9" or 6'7". One of those three, let me double check. And let me double check which base he had. There you go. Let's see. So he is 6'8". Ooh, can't rank him too high, can I? He does have dominational base, which I love. But he does have Derrick Rose upper. So I think this spot is really good. He has a better release than Jonathan Isaac, so it does deserve high D for me, and is still a good budget card in this game. Now we've got Alonzo Mourning, who's probably at the same tier as these cards. They all can't shoot, they all defend really well. They're all opals, so they're basically all the same cards. Now we're ranking Andre Kirilenko. The power forward is still very elite. He defends amazingly well. I know he's on the size, but his defense is just so good. He's probably too on the size for power forward, so I'm gonna put him in at A. I do really like this card, and I still think that he's an elite option at power forward. Now I've got Tim Duncan, who's definitely a top 5 power forward in the game. He defends insanely well. His release is insane. This card is everything you want. He's definitely worth every coin he's going for. The 250 KMT is definitely worth it because, in my opinion, he's the second best power forward, not the best, the second best power forward in the game, and I really do love this card. Okay, now we've got Chris Bosh. Chris Bosh is very mediocre. He's probably going C for me. High C, low B. His release is pretty good. He defends pretty well. He's just so mid. He does nothing amazingly well. Now I've got Amari Stoudemire, who is also really he's like with these cards. All of these opals are very similar, except Amari has a better release, so he's probably going at C for me. He has a better release than these cards here. He plays a little bit worse defense, but the release matters a lot, so I'm putting him at C. He dunks ball really well too, so. Now I've got Wes Unseld, who's also very mid. He's going low C too. He's just so undersized, only 6'7". I looked at picking up the card, but then I realized his stats look really good, but he's only 6'7". So I don't recommend picking up the card for anything above 75,000 MT. Okay, now we've got Marcus Sol. Is probably going in at. This is a tough one. Probably a low C too. His release is good, but he doesn't give you that much on the court. He's slow. He is pretty tall, but he just doesn't give you enough for my liking. It's too slow. Now I've got Boogie. He's probably going D. His release is okay. He's just so mid. He's going to these cards here. His release is pretty decent. He defends decently well. He dunks the ball decently well. He's just so mid. He's so mid. And I like these cards up in C a bit better. Now we're ranking Zion Williamson, who should have his own tier for trashness. His card's horrific. He doesn't even play good enough D like his other cards. He just sucks so bad, and I never recommend spending a single coin on this card because he's overall not going to give you anything on the court. Now we've got Bob Nedaliki, who's probably the fifth best power forward in the game. I have this card myself as a hidden gem, who I bought off the auction house for 150k. If you find him for a buyout, just buy him immediately. He's insanely good. These well spending money don't know who they're pulling. There are a lot of them for buyouts. I've bought a couple for buyouts and sold them again. They just look at a card like him and just see Bob Nedaliki and just a nobody in their brain and sell him immediately because they're expecting Dark Matter LeBron James. And now when you see hidden gems, you're gonna see a lot of hidden gems on the auction house because the new set of hidden gems too. Just try and pick up some good ones you see for buyout, like LaMarcus Aldridge, Bob Nedaliki, because they're all really elite options, a power forward, and no play like no other card. Let's just look at this card real quick. So he has 26 base badges. The badges I'd add are on-ball menace for sure, because you want him as your lock defender. You want him to have off-ball pest. You want him to have Inceptor. You want him to have handles Viz unpluckable, and then maybe slippery off-ball, shifty shooter and mini marksman. So about 6 badges he needs. I'm pretty sure he has 5 badge slots, so he doesn't come with too many badges, but he is 6'9", with a really good player build. He has a 7'1" wingspan, which is really good. And he's got a really high speed, 88 speed. He plays insane D, especially on the perimeter, when you add that on-ball menace. He has decent driving dunks, but the thing that separates this card from any other card on this list is his release. He has a pretty good free ball with an insane release. That Robin Lopez base and Ty Jerome upper are so good. And I really do like this card a lot. He has pretty good 6'2" Trey crossover. Joel Embiid escape isn't that good, but he does have a lot of good things, and I really love this card overall. And that's why I'm explaining you. This is why he's going at top 5. Now I've got Kevin Garnett. He's probably low. No, he's going with Shaq. Basically similar. They both can't shoot too well. Um, in Kevin Garnett's case, they both have bad releases. That's all I'm trying to say. And I just don't love this card enough to put him at top 5. But he is an insane defender. Does a lot on the court for you. I've got Paul Gasol, who really sucks in this game. He's pretty slow. His release sucks. I just don't like his card at all, and that's why he's going to F. Now I've got Aaron Gordon, who's probably going lower D. The non-Evo is lower D. The Evo is probably higher B, lower C. His release sucks. And yeah, his release sucks so bad, and he doesn't have good enough stats and badges for my liking. Now I've got Elvis Hayes, probably going high C. He plays really good D. He's just not too tall for me. He's the same size as Bob Nadaliki, so he's probably going at B. He dunks the ball really well. He does a lot D1 on the court, and I overall really like Scott, and he's going at that high B tier for me. Now we've got Anthony Davis. This AD is probably a little bit worse. His AD for me is going at high B. His stats and his badges, just not as good as the other ones. So as a base card, he's just not as good. If you badge him up, you base have the same AD, and I see a lot of them for bias. I just don't pick him up because I needed a center, which I got. I sniped Flade for like 70k. He's going for about 100k. That's really who I reckon. Who I would say to pick up. I forgot to add him on this list, so Vlade Divac at power forward would have probably been at low S, high A. At center, he's a top 5 center in the game, so he's just too slow for power forward. He's only 85 speed, so he's probably high A. If I added him on this list. Now I've got LaMarcus Aldridge, who I really like in this game. I've used before. He's low S for me. He's not as good as Bob Nadaliki because our release just isn't as good and doesn't play good enough defense. But he's 6'11". He shoots the ball really well. He has a great release. He dunks the ball pretty well too and defends really well. So I really do like Scott. Now I've got Robert Williams, who sucks in this game. If you pull him, I'm sorry, he doesn't shoot the ball, and it's pretty slow, so just don't use the card. Now I've got Julius Randle, who at power forward isn't as good. It's probably going high B. At small forward is low A. But I just don't love this card. He's going low B for me. He shoots the ball decently well. It was really on quick. Now I've got Rui Hachimura, who I do like as much as Julius Randle, power forward. He has a bulkier build. His release also isn't too good, but it's probably going C actually. He isn't as good as Randle, but I do really like the card. He defends really well, dunks really well. He does everything on the court. Just isn't tall enough for power forward. Now I've got Xavier McDaniel, who's probably going C too. Low C probably. He's also only 6'8", 6'7", like Wes Unseld. They both defend really well. They both have really good releases. And I do really like Xavier still in this game, but he's just too mid at power forward. Now I've got this Rudy Gay, who small forward is honestly the top 3 small forward in the game. He's better than Michael Beasley for sure. He has insane dribble moves. He's probably as good as LeBron, to be honest. He is bigger than LeBron with his player build and a higher wingspan. He has insane dribble moves, has an insanely good release. He defends really, really well. He comes with so many badges. I love this card so much. Has the biggest player build of any small forward on this list. I love this card, power forward. On this list, I just love this card so much, and I have to rank him in A. He's the best small forward in the game. No, not the best. The top 4 small forward in the game. Now we've got David Bush, who's probably going in at low C. His release is pretty good. He defends really well. Sorry for that. He defends really well. He does a lot you want on the court, but it just is a bit too mid at this point as a hidden gem. Now I've got PJ Washington, who's probably going in at high C. His release is really good. He defends really well. He dunks the ball really well. I really like Carter overall, and he's going high C for me. Now I've got this LeBron. He's probably going in at low D. He shoots the ball decently well, and he doesn't shoot the ball well enough, and he doesn't defend well enough for my liking. Now I've got Giannis finish off the list. He's probably going low B. He dunks the ball still really well. He's just not as he just doesn't shoot well enough with only 67 free ball, and he still gets the glitch animations, but you do need to badge him up. I had to badge up Giannis, and he was still really good. If you badge him up, he's as good as his opal, but yeah, okay. So this is my list overall. I hope you agreed with my takes, and yeah, I think I ranked all of these cards really well. Let me just scroll up and down so you guys can see them all. And yeah, see you guys in the next Myteam video. Peace.